What's up everyone, my name is the Crimson Carver. I am a Warframe and Diablo 4 streamer over on Twitch, and I also make content for Warframe over on YouTube. I am back with yet another video. I would like to point out, this is a new player friendly guide, so we won't be covering any of the endgame content or systems that are in place. But without further ado, let's get the show on the road and let's jump into the guide. Atlas comes with 270 shield, 270 health, 475 armor, 175 energy, and a sprint speed of 0.9. He can be purchased from the market for 275 plat. Atlas's main blueprint is a reward from the Jordis Precept quest. His corresponding blueprints can be obtained by defeating the Jordis Golem over on Eris. So as comes standard with most prime frames, they will have increased base stats over their normal counterparts. In this case, Atlas has increased health, shield, armor, energy, and sprint speed as well. Passive. Becomes immune to knockdown effects while on the ground. Landslide. Bash enemies with an explosive sliding punch. Repeat up to 3 times for a combo attack. Each hit in the 3-punch combo increases the radius of the attack. Energy cost is reduced with each hit of Landslide. Install mods on the Landslide fists to boost stats. Drain 25 energy. Damage 350 impact. First punch 4 meters. Second punch 6 meters. Third punch 8 meters. Energy multiplier 0.5 times. Landslide can benefit from mods such as Intensify, which will increase the amount of damage that it does, or range mods such as Stretch, which will increase the range of each punch from first, second, and third punches, as well as efficiency mods like Streamline, which will reduce the initial cost of the ability. Tectonics. Summon a Bulwark Rock Wall. Activate again to send the rocks crashing towards the enemy. Bulwarks attacked by the enemies release an area of effect / powered by the health it has lost. Drain 50 energy. Damage 600 impact. Health 4000. Explosion damage 500. Explosion radius 5 meters. Damage multiplier 1 times slash damage. Time invulnerable 4 seconds. Now, it's important to note that this can benefit from strength mods such as Intensify, which will boost its health, damage, and explosion damage, as well as the damage multiplier. It can also benefit from range mods such as Stretch, which will increase the explosion radius, as well as Streamline, which will reduce the initial cost of the ability. Petrify. Atlas's hardened gaze will fossilize foes, increasing the damage they take, heal rumblers, and create petrified bulwarks when shattered. Petrified enemies drop healing rubble for Atlas. Drain 75 energy. Stone duration 20 seconds. Damage vulnerability 50%. Range 14 meters. Rumbler heal 100%. Angle 120 degrees. Now, it's important to note that this ability can be affected by duration mods such as Continuity, which will increase the stone duration, or the duration at which an enemy is petrified, as well as range mods like Stretch, which will increase the distance at which you can petrify enemies, as well as Streamline, which will reduce the initial cost of the ability. Rumblers. Summon 2 elemental stone brawlers to the melee. Summoning petrifies enemies in close proximity to Atlas. When finished, Rumblers collapse into a pile of healing rubble. Drain 100 energy. Duration 45 seconds. Health 1200. Armor 500. Damage 500 impact. Explosion damage 1250 blast. Explosion radius 6 meters. Stone radius 6 meters. Speed multiplier 1 times. Now it's important to note that this ability can benefit from strength mods like Intensify, which will increase the health, the armor, and the damage, as well as the explosion damage of the Rumblers, as well as mods like Continuity, which will increase the duration of the ability, and yeah, just the duration of the ability. Whereas it is also affected by mods such as Stretch, which will increase the explosion radius, the stone radius, and the speed multiplier of the ability. It is also affected by Streamline, which will reduce the initial cost of the ability. So before we get into the augments, I need to address something real quick. So the damage vulnerability from Petrify functions completely differently to damage vulnerability that we know of. Normal damage vulnerability will increase the amount of damage an enemy takes from all sources, right? But Petrify's damage vulnerability, the way that it works is, right, is it will reduce the resistances that an enemy has against a specific element. For example, say an enemy is 100% resistant to corrosive. You hit them with Petrify, and then you hit them with Landslide that has corrosive damage built into it. That means that they are now 50% resistant to corrosive, which means you will only be doing half the damage. Whereas an enemy that is weak to heat, for example, it has no resistances to heat whatsoever. That means you're going to be doing 50% increased damage against enemies that are petrified due to the way that this works. With that out of the way, let's get this, let's get this going. So, passive ability augment. When above 1400 rubble, Landslide costs no energy and deals 2 times damage and travels 2 times faster. This isn't really affected by anything, purely because it's a passive augment. Now, Path of Statues. Landslide augment. Leave a trail for 12 seconds that petrifies enemies for 6 seconds. This augment is honestly only affected by duration mods. That way you can increase the duration that they are stoned, as well as the duration of the actual Path of Statues as well. So, yeah, keep that in mind. On to the next one. Tectonic Fracture. Right, so from what I understand, this ability is not really affected by anything. So, there's not really any way you can mod this augment. With that out of the way, let's look at the next one. All Gaze, Petrify Augment. Petrified enemies are scanned into the codex and have a 25% chance to drop additional loot when killed. And I believe it is affected by strength mods. Yes, it is. So Orgaz's drop chance is affected by strength mods like Intensify. Okay. Titanic Rumbler. Rumbler's Augment. Create a single Rumbler with 300% health and 400% damage. Reactivating will cause him to slam into the ground. And knock down enemies within a 15-meter radius. So, I think it's affected by strength mods. Yes, the slam damage is affected by strength mods, as well as range mods. This augment is also affected by range mods. It'll increase the slam range. And last but not least is the ability Rumbled. Now, personally, I think this is an amazing augment, even though it is in fact a conclave augment. Rumbler's Augment. Atlas becomes a Rumbler with rock armor that grants Overguard and absorbs up to 300% of the damage to max health. Now, I don't think this is affected by anything. I stand corrected. It is affected by strength mods and strength mods only. So with that in mind, Rumbled is in fact affected by strength mods, such as Intensify and any other mods that will affect your ability strength.
Pick a card, dreamer. Ooh, the asphyxiation of hearts? Lucky draw.
We are being observed. The Worm Queen wishes to gloat. Her troops are no longer her own, but she cares little for that. The Orican Neural Sentry is attempting to purge you from this place. Stand by for life support. All manner of Orican technology may work here due to the Circulus's proximity. If you have a necromech, you may use it.
Oh.
Sentient scouts. If they detect you, fighters will soon attack. The sentient has detected you. Fighters incoming. The longer you hold out, the deeper I can search. Look, you need to leave. Extraction is ready. Void signatures, but outside the collective. They are draining your life support, and fast. Eliminate them quickly. Mission complete.